racing.
Either that or I need a new prescription.
Yeah, that's usually true. Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Keith.
And friends drinking beer. And first thing you notice, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Okay, that dates us for how old we are. And
well, we can like the classics, especially Motown classics.
I know. So it's April 2025.
Spring has sprung.
Oh my gosh, so much. That's all fertilizer over there.
I can believe
We've been fertilizing all the fruit trees. Okay.
We would have this outside if we could.
True. It's a little breezy. But yeah, at some point maybe we will go record. Today is randomly pick a glass you like day.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm just like, we do some cleaning up. We got like hodgepodge potpourri of glasses.
They're all so cool. I've really upped my barware game recently. So, which one looks appealing to you?
Oh, we can do this. All right, no, let's do this.
Okay, this is the old Flemish red ale that I used to drink. So these were technically the first bar glasses I ever bought because I liked the beer. But I can't find the beer anymore. So, anyway, I don't know what that is.
Something left.
It's in mine too. So
something left over.
It came from the can.
Whatever it is, we're all going to get it.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. First one up is Oakshire Brewing Sun-Made Cucumber Sour with Real Cucumbers American Sour Ale. It is 4.1%. And once again, everybody who's been watching for a while, Oakshire is local to us. And they just opened a new, are they the ones that opened the new tap room in Springfield?
New tap room in Springfield.
Oh, we are going to go try out that. Okay,
open on Mondays.
Here is the lovely can. Here's the lovely box. Here's the can sitting on the box so you can see it. But I also always, I did it again.
What?
I recycled and then had to pull everything out of the recycling to take the photo for the little snapshot for YouTube.
All right.
I know. It's terrible.
So if you're looking at this and you're saying like cucumber beer, I thought that the first time I heard of it, I'm like, well, I like eating cucumbers and I like beer. I don't know if they're going to go together. And I believe the first one I ever had was 10 Barrel. And so I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, a sour, that might work. And I tasted it. I'm just like, okay, a combo I didn't know that I needed. It was delicious. So
cheers.
See how this is.
It's darker than I expected.
That's what she said.
Oh God, it's already. We're not even 3 minutes in. Not even 3 minutes.
It's so easy to say.
I know. But
you smell cucumber.
Nice. Yeah, you can smell the cucumber. It's nice and clean smelling. Very spring. So yeah, good beer for this time of year. Everything's green. Everything's blooming. Oh my gosh. Walk down to the blueberry field and you'll literally just be dive bombed by bumblebees. There's so many bees out there.
They're working.
Mm-hmm.
They're pollinating.
They are. They're doing their thing.
Let's let them do their work.
They are. And they are.
I've never been stung by a bumblebee.
No, they don't. They're pretty, yeah.
So you got to be a pretty bad person if you've ever been stung by a bumblebee. Just saying, like they leave people alone. So, question is, what were you doing to that bumblebee?
I know. Were you torturing that poor thing?
You like this?
Don't.
This is good.
Yeah, it's very refreshing. I could see how some people would the cucumber smell has a bit of a there's something at the end of it that's smelling, but overall it's a nice clean smell.
Well, I've been cutting cucumber, and somebody in the room has said is that cucumber? So it has a pretty
it does have a
pretty strong smell. I mean, it's a good smell.
That is true. So what have you been up to?
About 6'1 1/2. No, just played my first regulation round of golf. I had to go out to the coast, though. I had to go out to Florence and play golf on Florence golf links. It was beautiful because everybody in Willamette Valley, I don't know if it's a calendar thing or it's a golf thing, every golf course everywhere around the country will aerate and sand usually 2 times a year, in the spring and then the fall, late fall. But for Oregon, who they have like the specific window that they like to do it in between the rain and when everything is going to start blooming.
Mm-hmm.
And so I checked, because Oregonians are like, ooh, can't wait for the sunshine.
As
soon as it hits, and spring's a teaser here. Like it always be like Monday through Thursday, I'll be like, oh my God, it's like 68 and 69 and 72 and sunny. Friday hits, rain. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, beautiful again. So it's a torture. But it got nice enough to golf, and people are like, you got to get out there like that. And I'm like, you have to call. Always check in spring. Like, hey, when was the last time you aerated sand? And everybody's like, yep, we're doing it Monday and Tuesday that week, because you never want to go play golf 2 weeks inside of when they aerate and sand. You can go right before they do it, but never go after it, just because like putting is like craters of the moon. So a couple of buddies are like, yeah, let's go out. And I'm like, oh, check the weather. Weather's going to be good. So a couple dry days, and then it's going to be sunny that day. And they're like, yeah, we're aerating. All right, call another course. Yeah, we're aerating. Yeah, okay, we'll go outside of Eugene. Go to Cottage Grove, Emerald Valley. Yeah, we're aerating. I'm just like, so I texted my friends. I'm like, if we really want to go, we might have to go out to the coast. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Call them. They're like, oh, yeah, we're not doing that. Which I love it. I don't know. It's a sand-based thing. Like, no, we're good. Come on out.
Yeah, plenty of sand.
Yeah, so it was beautiful. A little windy, just like you say, windy. But, yeah, played golf out in the sun, and it was wonderful.
Nice. Well, I took a trip to California, put 1,000 miles on my car. Nothing insane on the road.
You didn't go to Redding, did you?
Yeah.
I would have given you $20.
They aren't selling it anymore.
What?
Yeah, the last 4 times now we've been there. Not even there.
This immediately became a sad show.
I know.
So we have said that before.
Rest in peace, Delirium Red in the cans. They have it in the tiny little bottles, and they have it in the big bottle, but it just doesn't taste the same.
What?
I know.
I know. Road trip to Belgium.
I know. Yes.
No more Delirium
Which
Red.
I have to renew my passport. It's been sitting on my desk. I've been meaning to do it for weeks. I know. I just need to send it in. So, anyway. So took a road trip down to California, Santa Rosa. Took a little highway because you go off I-5 and you kind of go towards Clear Lake and then head south from there. You're on Highway 20, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a twisty, turny, little tiny road. So, little sports car going. Yeah. Unless you get an asshole behind you who just tailgates you the whole way because they think you're going too slow. It's like, hello, I have been on this highway this many times in my life. So I'm kind of going to go a little bit slower, even though I'm driving.
Switch it to sport mode.
Yeah, I have it in sport mode. It's all good. But you know what I'm not doing? I'm not whipping around a blind curve at 70 miles an hour because I don't know where it goes. You don't need that kind of excitement in your life? No, I don't. But I spent 3.5 days with 35 of my besties hanging out. We had a great time. We had so much fun. The weather was great. Was perfect. Oh, it was perfect. Perfect. We were way up in the hills. Me being oblivious. So I'm walking around. I'm like, God, this place looks so beautiful. Brand spanking new. Buildings are new. Everything's new. And my girlfriend Gail says, yeah, do you see that tree over there? The whole place burned down in 2017. This is all new.
Oh, that's why. Because you haven't been out there.
I hadn't been there. And there's so few of the dead trees where we were standing. But yes, once you looked up on the hills, you could see that, 9 years ago, the whole place burned down.
Wow.
So
new and improved.
Mm-hmm. And beautiful. The facilities are amazing. You walk in, all the lights are on, sensors, everything. And the food, oh my gosh, it's a Jewish camp, so they obey dietary laws. But that being said,
they probably have some good brisket then.
And they know how to cook vegetables.
Yeah.
So many good vegetables. So yeah, we had a great time. A lot of fun. It was had by all.
Sweet. Have you ever been to Philadelphia?
Have I been to Philly?
I've even been to Pennsylvania.
Where did I stay? I was somewhere and I drove to Rhode Island from wherever I was staying. And
Delaware?
No, I wasn't that far. So yeah. So, and I sadly my East Coast geography isn't the best. So I may have been in Pennsylvania. It was high. I was farther north, I think. Anyway.
The reason why I ask is for my work, I'm going to go to a conference. They have a scholarship that sends you to a conference. So it's cool that you get to travel, but you have to learn stuff too. Called NatCom 25, the National Convention for Mental Health.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm going to Philadelphia, which I've never been to Philadelphia or Pennsylvania for the first time. So I'm going there the first week of May. So if you know anything about tap houses or breweries in Philly, let me know.
Put it in the comments. And yes, and we would love to, any local.
Because I'm going to find a brewery or tap house there. But, so I'm doing my little homework about Philadelphia. And then everyone's like, oh, what are you doing in Philadelphia? I go, well, of course, got to have a Philly cheesesteak. That's what they're famous for, right? Other than, angry sports fans. Yeah. So, but the problem is that there's a lot of people who live there that say oh, well, the best Philly, they have Geno's and what's the other one, famous one, but those are just like Moe's clam chowder here. They're overrated. They're overrated. So it's no, you have to go to this place, this place, this place, and then so I started looking for tap houses and also cigar bars, and I noticed when I look in the area and it set up New Jersey, I'm why are they sending me to New Jersey? And I realized it's right across the river. So it's literally 12 miles away. So it's just Eugene to Springfield. So it's not that big. I mean, other than it's another state. And then somebody told me the best Phillies are in New Jersey. I'm how odd. But so I'm gonna have to do some exploring. So if you know a good Philly cheesesteak place or tap house, let me know. Let us know.
So I totally didn't think and. I set the glasses out for 3 people, not 2. It's been so long since it's just been me and you.
I know.
Our talent scout here has been going above and beyond in terms of, I know, isn't this so cool? So, all right.
It looks like a grail, if a grail could be made of glass.
Yeah. Well, it's Orval. And, they had Orval Day. So, Karen went out and drank 2 Orvals and got a glass with each bottle of Orval that she bought.
I like Orval, but I like that glass. It's kind of unique.
It is. It's a very cool glass. And I'll talk about it a little bit more after I tell you what we've poured into it. All right. We've poured one of your favorite breweries, Pfriem, one of my favorites.
Hood River.
They are so good. This is their West Coast Pilsner, and it is did I say 4.9? Yes, 4.9%. Dive into Pfriem's West Coast Pilsner, a fruit-inspired hot blend delivering a splash of notes reminiscent of melon and strawberries, all riding on a wave of crisp refreshment. Okay, so this is a very fruit-forward podcast today because we had the cucumber. Well, cucumber's not fruit, it's a veggie. But still, melon and strawberries now is our next one.
Well, they say that, but typically, I don't want to stereotype, but typically, when they say West Coast, much like West Coast IPAs, they try to make it a little bit leaning more towards the more bitter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it smells green. It smells like an IPA to me.
See, I figure you'd say that you smell that. But the description says we're putting all these fruits in there.
Okay, it has no bitterness whatsoever, so it's not. It is a Pilsner.
Yeah,
but it has some heft to it. That 4.9 gives it some. Yeah, it's super clean. It doesn't smell like cucumbers. It smells. I don't smell the strawberries and the melon. Unlike the melon we smelled in that shamrock. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
You smell the hops, so you almost think
the hops are very
a hazy pale ale. But in this case, it's a Pilsner. I don't know if they make a hazy Pilsner, but anyway, it tastes good.
It does. It's very refreshing. Okay, so this Orval glass, see this on the L, it says 2406. Mm-hmm. That is the year and the month that this glass was made. The world's going to end? No, but the glass was produced. So this glass was made in June of 2024.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a cute symbol on it. And it's actually a fish with a ring in its mouth. And I forget which Orval beer she was drinking, but this is a like a fable or a fairy tale where the maiden lost their ring in the river or the lake, and the fish retrieved it. Yeah, so it's really cute.
Yeah,
and
because
it's
we've had
darling
Orval.
glass.
I think we had an Orval beer in the last episode. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that was not their logo, so there's a significant story about it.
Yeah, so it's for the particular, and I'm so sorry, forgot which beer Karen was drinking. So instead of taking home a matching set of beer glasses, she gave me one.
She gave you one.
She's sweet. Oh, all our best to
glasses.
Curt. So Curt, my brother-in-law, had outpatient surgery today. He's home.
Oh, today was the day.
Today was the day.
My brother asked
my
about
gosh.
it. I'm like, when is that? And I'm like, I think if
Yeah,
I think it
'cause it
happened,
was-
we would have heard about it. So.
Yeah, today was the day because they delayed it a week or 10 days. I'm sorry, someone's
Cheers, Curt.
driving by my...
Get healed up soon.
Yeah, so cheers, Mr. Curt. I'll show you disgusting photos if you want. They're
Sweet. Bring out the gore.
No, they're so gross. For me, they're gross. And, yeah. But anyway, yes, he's home and doing well.
All right. So you know he survived the surgery. There's that.
Yes, there is that. There's been a lot of surgeries going on. Your brother had surgery.
Yeah.
Now,
He's still alive.
And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, my brother-in-law had surgery today. He's also alive. Then my neighbor, oh my gosh, my poor neighbor. He had surgery on April 2nd. Spine.
Okay.
Now, don't ask me what the original surgery was. I don't know. Since April 2nd, and today is the 17th, he has been complaining of a headache.
They could have like
just
changed a little when they have a slip disc.
Yeah. So it's worse. It's way worse.
Spine is connected to your brain.
So apparently there were quite a few conversations back and forth between the nurses and this, and everyone's like, yeah, it's a headache. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You should always worry about a headache.
Had a follow-up appointment with the surgeon. Today is Thursday. Had the follow-up appointment on Tuesday, right? 2 weeks later or after the surgery. And finally, they poked around. Yeah, he's leaking spinal fluid.
See? Into your brain. Doctors and surgeons don't always get it right. Ask
leaking
questions.
spinal fluid out. So there was less spinal fluid in his head, apparently.
Which will give you a headache.
Which will give you a massive headache. So anyway, very, very sad that this has been going on for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you shouldn't be leaking for 2 weeks, let alone 2 days.
Repair surgery yesterday.
Oh, fun.
So saw the surgeon on Tuesday, in for surgery yesterday. Excuse me while I burp up my beer. I don't think we've ever done that before. So yes, the surgery, he's out of surgery. Hopefully everything has been repaired. Daughter got very, very upset because
they're supposed to be the experts.
The original surgeon was going to do the fix.
And they said no.
And she said, you better have a new doctor. But her dad overruled her and said, no, I'm okay. Let's
give him a second chance.
He can do the surgery. And
what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
more leakage?
Let's not go there. Let's
go to tool around there. Decide to take out your spleen.
So yeah. Oh my gosh, no. We like our spleens. Don't take them out.
You're going to walk to the left a little bit, but you're good.
Yeah, you're just going to kind of go in a circle, a little curve.
On a positive note, no more leaking.
No more leaking. So anyway, so let's always pray that all surgeries go well because when they don't, it's just sad. It's very, very sad.
Right.
So yeah. So
you always ask. Did I ever tell you the story about my little ankle fusion? And yeah, that was kind of it's not that gross, but it was one of those. It was
Brent said 2 ankle surgeries.
It's one of those ones where the surgery itself was successful. Okay, and so the surgeon probably it's another good old surgery, but like the incision. I'm like taking a shower and all of a sudden I'm seeing this little spray that's red going in there. I'm like, I don't think that's normal. That's not. And so I'm like, I think that should have healed up. And so I called up to OHSU because nobody around here could do it. And they're just like, no, surgeon says it's good. I'm like, I'm supposed to be spurting blood like a little horror flick. I don't think that's normal. So I go to my primary care physician, and then I tell him like how long it's been. It's been this kind of thing where like I was still in a walking boot where dogs would come up and like sniff the boot and then look up at me and whine. Like, I'm just like, oh, maybe they feel sorry for me. No, dogs are smart. They sniffed it out. They sniffed it out. And then so I'm sitting there talking about the timeline, like you said, like the 2 weeks like that. And he goes, Keith, I goes, all right, I'll check it out. He's putting on his gloves. He take out one of those long Q-tips and stuff like that. But like you can tell he's getting upset because he has an idea because he's like, you should have been healed by now.
Yeah, this is not.
And so he takes it in there. I know this is going to seem really gross, but like I really could feel nothing other than like the pressure of it going in. And so with the long Q-tip, he's going like that. He goes, see this, Keith? See this? I'm going all the way to the bone. That's not normal unless you're diabetic. And I know you're not diabetic. So guess what?
Oh, that's
that means there's an infection. So he gets mad. He gets madder than I am. I'm just like when the patient says like, "Hey, I think there's something wrong." Everybody needs to pay attention. The nurse that's trying to block, like the doctor's too busy for you, like the receptionist, like no, there is something wrong. This needs to be. So I'm just like, oh God. I'm like, there's an infection. I'm like, oh, you can just write me some antibiotics. He's like, no. I'm like, oh, does that mean? He goes, yeah, they got to go back in. Yeah, so they literally had to go back in, flush it with antibiotics, and I was just like, but dogs, smarter than the surgeon, because dogs are like, I'm just like, oh, so they smelled it, even through layers of ace wrap and a walking boot. They're like, something is up, and you need to get it fixed.
Oh, their sense of smell is stunning.
Right.
The Stand by Stephen King.
Yeah, I read it.
Remember, that's one of the things I remember is that the dog, at one point, he's writing from the dog's point of view. The dog knows that the guy is sick. And
I don't remember that part. But
it was a very brief period, but because one of the characters in The Stand had a dog. They found a dog, and so. Excuse me, I don't know why these are light beers are just making me burpy. I think they were heading back east, like all the stuff that happened in Nevada and the whole thing, and they're heading home, and so the dog's very concerned because he can smell that he's not right. But if I'm remembering correctly, he survived, and the dog was happier. So
probably because the dog
dogs
figured it out.
Dogs know. They just can't do anything about it, although they told you just communication, different language. So anyway,
you want to hear a cute story?
Always tell me the cutest stories.
All right, and I just because like I think dogs and kids have like great instinct, and as we grow up into adults, that's when we get all jaded and we forget. So Tina was in town, decided to take her for a hike up to because she's more of a hiking enthusiast than I am, and take her up to I was getting mixed up, not Skinner's Butte, Spencer
Butte. And Skinner.
Yeah, so Spencer's Butte, and go up there, and we did like the short steep one with the steps. It's beautiful, nice clear spring day. We walk up there, and she's stopping, she's taking pictures, and then get up there, and there's other people, and then she's like, oh, it's gonna be busy. I'm like, you're used to Portland. But no, this is Eugene. So there's 15 people over here. That's fine up here.
That's
especially on a weekend. And so we go up there. And it's a little chilly, but like the thing with hiking, you have to gauge whether you're going to be chilly at first and then hot, and have to take off stuff. So I risked it. And I'm just going with the long sleeve kind of pullover. I'm like, I'm hiking. I can keep warm. And so we get at the top, and it's beautiful. It's majestic. And there is a guy that came hiking up with his little toddler. He gets up to the top where it's pretty much safe, unless you're jumping on boulders, and puts his kid down. So we walk up there, and we're you relax. You take your time to see all this.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous
views. And then this kid looks up at the giants, takes one look at me, and then comes in full on both arms, just like that. It's like in for the real thing. I was just like, and she's like, oh my God. And I'm just like, and the dad's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, that's fine. I get it. this is the usual. This isn't the usual result I get from meeting strangers. Anyway, so I like do the half arm hug back, and it's like they're right, and like the kids like both are just enjoying it, and then the dad's like, "Oh, okay, James, that's enough, right?"
No,
and so we're looking at him, and then the kid goes like this, pulls his head out, and goes. Like I'm acknowledging your request, but I'm not finished.
I'm not done yet.
And then the dad's looking at me. I go, we're not in any hurry.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's fine because the kid's adorable, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And Mike goes like, okay, James, this is it. We're gonna let the nice man go, and then picks the kid up like this, and then the kid has this look like.
I don't
like that. Like I wasn't
done yet.
I wasn't finished. But okay, let's do what you want to do. And I figured you'd like that. That was adorable.
So cute. Like, kids are funny. Yeah. I'm not surprised when kids don't like me because I put out the vibe of I don't like you. So
they can read that.
They can read that vibe. I get it. I totally understand it. It's fine. So I don't, and it's not that I don't like kids. It's
How come cats don't get it?
I don't know. Cats. I don't know. Never around.
Because they're smug. That's why.
Yeah, they're in their own world.
Right.
Literally. I think they're on a different plane. They just happen to cross with us every once in a while. So we see them. Where do cats go when you don't see them? I think they go into another dimension.
They might.
I think they do.
Licking the butter where our backs are turned.
Okay. I was going to tell you something, and then it went right out of my head.
It might circle back.
It'll circle back. You're right. It'll be. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, we're drinking some good spring beers. I like them. But now we're going to get into a dark, heavy beer. That's okay.
Oh, well, it's the bottle. A Kriek shouldn't be dark, though, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. The bottle's dark, but yeah, just so here you can.
But it was a.
Oh, and then here, pour it into this for me, and I'll tell you the story about this. But I do.
It better have a happy ending because I'm already pretty sad that we don't have Delirium Red.
Look! It's of course it's happy.
I know it's Delirium bottle, but.
Mm-hmm. I know. I can't believe I pulled out 9 glasses because normally we have a guest. So, as I've stated already. All right. So this is a Kriek Cotes de Rogue. It's Rogue Brewery. So, yay for that. Yep. Nice, cute bottle or label, I should say. Okay. What is your next glass? Here, you should drink. You should use this one so that we're matching.
Delirium. Since we can't get the red anymore.
I know. Well, there's a red beer coming out. That's nice.
Look at that.
So when I get on the road and drive, I don't like to stop. I stop in Ashland for gas, and then I stop wherever I need to take a break and go to the girls' room. But other than that, I don't stop. All right. Should we tell them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll tell them this, and I'll finish my story. Several years ago, we caught a wild yeast strain from the open air of the it says Yakima Bay, not Yakima. But
yeah,
Yakima Bay. As if Yakima is near a bay. I have no idea. Once again, me, geography, not really related. We cultivated this strain along with 5 common varieties in 16 barrels, selecting and blending the best of them to form our house mixed culture. With this unique culture, we've created a series of limited photo-aged sour beers to get your taste buds tingling. This Kriek highlights both sweet and tart cherry flavors that are supported by oak. 9.4% alcohol by volume.
Which is high for a Kriek. You usually don't see that.
So, and this is Rogue Brewing.
Newport.
So it's
Oregon.
Kriek Cherry Ale is what they're calling it. So here we go.
I'm looking at this. It's doing things.
It's doing things?
No, it's like it's
because does it have the etching at the bottom so it's making the bubbles go.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Bubbles
think
are going though.
So, oh my gosh, my calendar keeps popping up things. So it's a beautiful color. I really like that color. Cherry red with a little orange. And then I'm going to lean in again because I hate that my calendar reminders block our view of ourselves because, I like staring at myself. Stuff. I know I do. A lot of stuff. Okay, so yes, I don't like stopping. But I got to wherever I was in California and realized, okay, I need to stop. I need to stretch my legs. Also, I haven't eaten. I had coffee at 4 a.m. in the morning.
That's not a breakfast.
So, yeah, got to stop. So I stopped at, not Granzella's, Olive Pit. Now, the Olive Pit has two. There's one in Vacaville, and then there's one farther north. I was at the one farther north. And as I stopped, my niece from Germany called, so we had a good conversation as I did laps around the parking lot to stretch my legs. But I went in and had a sandwich and a shake. They make smoothies, like these super duper dense big smoothies, and you pay $8 for them,
but they're good.
They're so good.
It's a smoothie. There's fruit in there, so it's healthy.
Woo, that's tart.
It's very tart, which I expect.
Wow, that is super tart.
But I
love it.
I smell the sour so much, I don't smell the cherry.
Yeah, the cherry is
cherry.
Yeah,
I just smell sour.
Like a super mild hint of sweetness.
But I should say tart because it's not like a Kriek isn't technically a sour, but it is tart on the tartar side.
Yeah. Wow. It's almost lemony in my response to it. Like, whoa, that's amazing. I love it. So I was wandering around because the Olive Pit, as the name implies, California olives. So you can buy olives. Oh my gosh. Olives with garlic, olive stuffed with cheese,
olive jalapeno.
Olive, and then they do olive mixes and just all kinds of things. Well, they also in this one had a beer and wine little room. So I figured, what the heck, I'll go look and see. I had beer for, the trip with my girlfriends, but I can always use more beer. Well, lo and behold, there sitting in the corner was Delirium Noel with the little delirium elephants in their Santa hats. And so it came with this glass and 2 bottles of Delirium Noel.
Cool.
And it was on sale for $25.
Well, it should be on sale, Noel.
Yeah,
that should be like for the holidays.
Yeah, because it's the holidays,
right.
So it was late. But I figured, what the heck? I'll buy 2 bottles of beer and this cute, darling glass with the little elephants with their little Santa hats on. They're so cute. They have little scarves. Oh my gosh, so cute. So anyway, so now, and they're a lighter pink than that one. So I just think they're so cute. I love the Delirium Elephant logo.
So I tried, God, it's all over. We've seen it before, like in the beer stein. You can see it in coolers. Delirium, the one that we can get here.
Well, there's St. Bernardus. No, that's not
Delirium. They have it everywhere here. And so I'm like, okay, well, I love Delirium Red. I'll try it. And I'm just like, so disappointing. Like, it's just like.
Well, if you're comparing it to the red, then there's nothing better.
Right. I'm like, well, it must be popular since it's all around here. But I'm like, I wanted it to be close to the red. Like, make it like, that's a good one-off. I'm like, nope. Like, I tasted it, came fresh out of the keg. Nope. But whatever it is, now I feel bad because we're recording. I can't remember it.
That's okay.
But I'm still dealing with the hurt. There's no Delirium Red, or else at least it's in bottles.
Yeah, it's sad.
I know somebody who will still give you cash to go get some, but they don't care. I know 2 someones.
Yeah,
one of them may have.
Brent bought me the bottles. I don't. There's something about it. I'll pass those on because I just want the can. Well, it goes back to our conversation last time about, is there a difference between keg, bottle, and can? And the answer to me is definitely yes.
Well, yeah, it's all
Yes,
it's not a whole lot
so
different than
many
wine.
different.
You gotta keep the light out of it, and you gotta keep the heat out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're more likely to find a skunky beer in a bottled beer than you ever will in a canned beer.
Yeah, because no light can get in.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that
the
being
tap
said,
beer is just like that good.
oh,
It's
I
on
know.
tap. It's like fresher.
Yeah, there's no intermediary. So anyway, so yeah, this is my latest between the new Orval glass and now this Delirium Noel glass, which is why we have an array of glasses on the table because there's just so much. I love it. I'm loving my random but lovely barware now.
Yeah, there's never a want for glasses here.
Mm-mm. What are you doing this weekend?
Oh, have you met my niece Tanika?
Yes.
You met Tanika. Okay,
Yeah,
it's her birthday.
Oh, sweet.
Right. So I texted her because I always ask her niece what they want. And these days, it's always money. But then my brother told me, he was like, yeah, we're going up. We're going to take them out to brunch. So I said, and then I said, well, you got room in there? You know, it took him a while to answer. The answer was yes. Yeah. So on Saturday, I'm going to hitch a ride and we're going to go up to Portland and go to brunch. And so I text him, I'm like, okay, you know, what time are you leaving so I can be there in time so I don't have to hold everything up? He goes like, oh, 9:30. I'm like, 9:30? It's 2 hours. I'm like, by the time we get to Portland, it's not going to be brunch. That's going to be lunch. Of course, the place that we're going is
serves breakfast all day.
Screen Door. Yeah,
oh,
which
nice.
does. Which does, and they are great. If you've never been to Portland or Screen Door, like, ooh, yeah, it's they know what they're doing for anything breakfast and brunch. So I'm just like, okay, but you know, it's the Hobbit in me. I'm like, 11:30. That's second breakfast area. I'm like, I'm not gonna be waiting till like noon because that's when we get there. Not to mention, like, you know, there's a wait because it's Portland and it's packed. So I'm just like,
no reservation.
I'm not gonna be living on like some people coffee and that's it.
So we rented the excavator again. It's a year ago, April. We rented.
Yes, tell everybody your plans for the farm.
The farm. So the T-pads that we leveled last year, and so Rick operates the excavator. He levels the ground where the T-pad is, and seriously, we have these big levels, and the guys go out there and they make sure that yes, Rick did the correct job. Then we pour gravel in, and then we have one of those big tampers. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Tamp everything down, and then
so as flat can be.
Yeah, and then a little bit of dirt on top of the gravel just to fill in the gaps, and then the T-pad surface. We call it grass, but it's not really astroturf. It's some really nice
short grass
T-pad material. Goes over, and then they stake it in so that it stays put. So we did that last year, and a couple of them need
dampering.
Welcome to Moleville. Welcome to.
Oh, you have moles?
We have moles. We have voles. We have everything. Oh my gosh!
All the oles.
Everything that's under the ground. So you know they go underneath, and so anyway, so a couple of them. So
chase those out.
I know. We tried.
Get the rodents out of their mouse.
We have a very robust fox population, and the foxes are helping us keep those. Yes, I totally agree.
That's slow food right there.
So we have to go back and redo a couple of those where either the ground dipped or the underground dwellers
varmints
dipped it for us. We have since last year created amateur T-pads. So those are T-pads that are shorter distance to the basket. And every single one of those
the forward tees, but
yes, but they're called AM pads.
Amateur
pads. So every single one of those is in the wild. We just stuck flags in the ground, and so nothing is flat, nothing is level. So we've been doing a lot of walking around in the last week, and like, is this where we really want the amateur pads to be? Because it would be great to level them at least. So anyway, so we are going to level some of them. Then we always have to have sediment taken out of the ponds. So as Rick drives by every pond, he'll just be scooping stuff out of them as he can. The fire pit is going to get an improvement. So remember last year Rick scraped out, he leveled the space and then we bricked down, and that's where the fire pit sits, is on that nice brick pad.
Yeah.
We're going to do the same thing because we have that big picnic table here on the patio that nobody uses because you can't access the patio. We're going to take that whole table and all the chairs down to the fire pit area. Have Rick do the same thing. So we measured out how long the table is and then how far beyond that. So when you push your chair back, it'll stay on the bricked area. And we have so many of those big square bricks that we've been collecting. So he's going to, same thing. He'll just scrape that nice and level and flat, and we'll put the bricks in and we'll move the picnic table. So that way, we have 2 tea pads that, as you know, so sorry about your time, that throw through these windows, the 2 windows here. That's our big lawn. We have 2 tea pads that throw.
And we'll go right through a tent like a straight razor.
Oh, I know. Those, well, discs move fast. So there's that tree, not this one, but the one over there. We're angling the table so that the tree will block.
Okay.
So if anybody throws offline and you're sitting at the table, the chance of you being hit is going to be so low because I'll hit that tree. So
if you're lucky.
But then the table will be at an angle, and the fire pit will be right here, so you can sit at the table and see the fire pit.
Oh, that's nice.
So that'll be really nice. So
more people,
more
seating by the fire pit.
Correct.
Because not everybody brings their chair like I do.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, we're gonna have a fire. Oh, do I have a place to sit?
Yeah. So we're gonna move the whole that big because we sadly never use that table because it's not accessible. So yeah.
S'mores night.
Which is going to be Saturday night, but you're going to be coming home from Portland, so you'll be tired. That being said, if you want to come out Saturday night, you're totally welcome, and we'll find you a place to sleep. So yes, fixing the existing tea pads, creating some new tea pads, leveling the area for the new picnic table in the fire pit area. The area back here that we call Pirate Island, that has we chopped down this bush, and the base, the trunk of the bush is about this big around. But what we found out is that it sends out these feeder roots, and the roots can be this big around there. So just because we took the head off the hydra, now all they're popping up.
So it's lumpy, all going out.
So Rick is going to drive the excavator on and literally dig up that whole island, hopefully, and get all of those roots out, because I have tried to identify this plant. It is the shittiest plant in all the world because it took up that whole space. It was, 30 feet from edge to edge practically. So it's just enormous. And it kept sending out these, weird trailer baby ones. So, and then we're calling it Pirate Island, and I went out with a shovel and a hoe and trenched so that the creek that flows on this side of it also diverted and flowed on this side of it, and then we have another creek that it empties into.
So it's going to help the drainage.
He's going to make it deeper and wider, and there's also a lot of ivy and blackberry back on that little area, so he can just literally scrape it all
just
up.
Kill it.
So we're reshaping that whole area back there, which will be great. And then the problem is, last year we rented the excavator. They delivered it on Friday. They picked it up on Monday. And we paid a price. Now they're delivering it on Friday for delivery fee. It has a timer on it. So the second you start the ignition, the timer starts.
And that's what you get billed for.
Yeah. 8 hours is what you can pay for. And then any fraction over 8 hours is $45 an hour or $50 an hour or something like that.
So you're going to make it count.
So we need to, so we've been very prioritizing what we want done, because I would love to have him go out into the back 40. We still have some of that weird black shade cloth that they put everywhere. We thought we had pulled it all up, but we found 3 more.
Was it weed guard?
Yeah, and it's terrible because guess what?
weeds still come up anyway.
Yeah, because the wind blows and the dust goes, and so now it's this, 3 inches below the ground, and digging it up is so hard. All that juniper out there by the front gate he can take that out in 10 seconds. As to where Merlyn and I were hacking away at it with a chainsaw for hours. So, it would be great to get all that juniper out. So we have more work than we're willing to pay for, but we'll see how much we can get done. So
use that excavator.
So tomorrow, Brent's been doing so much prep work. We've been getting rid of piles. We've been moving things. We've been there's more bricks. They bricked up an area down by this pond, and we've been digging up the bricks. I thought I dug them all up. Nope, didn't. So we're digging up the rest of those. So those will go down to the fire pit area, and clearing things so that when Rick is on the excavator, all he does is work the excavator. So
it's gonna be a fancy looking fire pit area.
I know, it's gonna be very nice. And so Saturday night, anybody who comes out is welcome to stay. We'll do our first marshmallow night this Saturday. And then Sunday.
And the weather, the forecast is good.
Yeah. The forecast is perfect. It's actually going to be slightly cooler this weekend. So only in the 60s instead of the 70s. So it'll be a good working, it won't be so hot and blazing that people. And then Sunday, our friend Montana's coming out. Montana has a wetsuit and a kayak. And what does that man do? Rescues discs that have fallen into the water.
Oh, let's see.
And we have so many discs in the ponds. So he's going to come out Sunday and spend
disc retrieval.
Disc retrieval.
Happy Easter.
So not at 420. Ha ha ha. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully there'll be some big changes after this weekend. I want him to trench a whole bunch, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to have him trench. I'd rather have him because we have so much flooding over there. And in fact, I should put that on the list. Anyway.
Trench for flooding.
Rick is going to be busy this weekend. But he loves it. He's so sweet and he's so generous. So that's nice. And like he says, I'm just quoting him. He likes to pull levers.
There's such a thing as adult toys.
Mm-hmm. I know. First thing I'm going to do, if I ever win the lottery, I'm going to go buy a tractor. And then I just might buy Rick an excavator and the ability to transport it so he can just go
a little trailer for
do work for people excavator. Because he just loves it so much.
Hey, there's a niche out there.
Oh yeah, he could. There's because it's an expensive piece of equipment. Yeah. And you don't need it forever. You just need it for
when you need it.
20, 30 hours a year or every couple of months when you realize, it'd be so much easier to do this. When it takes me months, it takes him months. We were clearing out Turtle Pond, and he did it in 3 hours. It's crazy. Merlyn and I were sinking. Oh, Merlyn's moving.
Where's he moving to?
He's moving to Springfield.
Is that good?
It is good. It is good. Yeah. So he's going to move into an apartment with his brother, or the apartment that his brother already has. So so it's going to be
closer to his work.
Yes and no. So, but he's excited. He hasn't lived in the city or a town. I don't know if you can call Springfield a city. Can you call Springfield a city?
Yeah, I'd call it a city.
He hasn't lived in the city in years, so it'll be fun for him.
Well, good for him.
Yeah. So.
Cheers to you, Merlyn.
Yeah, go Merlyn, go. Oh my gosh.
Well, if he's in Springfield, he's going to be closer to the new Oakshire.
I know. I'm really excited to go. I guess we'll go to Oakshire this Monday and then go to the Barrel House on the next Monday, right? So is that at the 21st? Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I went there. Yeah.
You didn't wait for us.
I did a little reconnaissance.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I posted pictures. I posted on
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so off Facebook. I'm off all social media. I just can't.
Yeah.
I know.
But
I really should get back on just to at least manage the French drinking beer page.
It'd be important.
It should be. I know. It would.
So it's a nice spot. They're friendly. They have all the Oakshire beers. And their thing is like, oh, we're going to, for right now, like they're going to, in I think a week and a half, open a whole pizza kitchen. You can see the pizza kitchen. But they said you can still bring outside food there. They're absolutely okay with it. Which I think about, I'm like, I think the other Oakshire is too as well, even though they're ringed by food trucks.
Yeah.
So they're fine by that. And I asked questions because I'm like, okay, there's only a couple of people here. I go, is that only until the pizza kitchen gets going or afterwards? This is like, nope, afterwards either. So people are like, I don't like pizza. I'm like, I'm gluten-free. They probably have gluten-free pizza. But like you can bring outside food right there. And it's like right next door to, have you ever been to the Monkey's Paw? It's like a tiki.
No.
Yeah, it's like right next door to the Monkey's Paw and then right around the corner from the public house.
Yeah, because it's really close.
Yeah, so you have all those options for getting food if you don't like their pizza,
but we're gonna try their pizza.
You have to figure it out if they have good pizza because the more people eat, the less they are.
My dog got fed. Oh well, we'll figure it out later.
Oh, no, Mouse will show up with that look like
eventually. I know. I just realized I haven't seen her. Brent was just walking down the hallway.
Why are you starving me?
Oh, she's fine. She's not starving. She's
probably just want to go out.
Oh my gosh. I watched a show on BritBox called Ludwig. Have you heard of this?
Never heard of it.
Okay. So, Ludwig is Beethoven's name.
Okay.
So it's somehow, based on, but it's about these twin brothers and, quite traumatized when they were young kids. Dad left, blah, 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 whatever. So one brother went one way and the other brother went the other way. Well, the show is based on the brother that basically never leaves mom's house. Mom, he inherited the house from mom and he's been living in this house for 30 years and he creates puzzles and publishes books of puzzles under the name Ludwig. So he gets a phone call from, and I'm not telling you anything that won't,
no spoilers.
He gets a phone call at the very beginning of the first episode, and it's a lady, and she tells him, hey, I've ordered you a taxi. You have 20 minutes. Pack your bags. And he's like, because he never leaves the house in the whole bit. But he does. He goes, well, come to find out that his twin brother is missing.
Oh, snap.
So, and now the story is, why is his brother missing? Can they figure out where his brother went? What was happening? So, and it's British, right? So it's so sweet and it's so lovely. And I love the characters. So I had an enjoyable couple of weeks watching episodes as they...
Did you see the whole first season?
Yes. It ended. I think this past week was they posted the last episode. So thank you for feeding our darling dog.
Brent, you're very welcome.
And then another one that I really like is called Recipes for Love and Murder. It's set in Africa.
No, never heard of that either.
So it's also, I believe, British. So it's either, but it's about a British woman who inherits a house in Karoo, Kroo. The Karoo is what everybody calls it. And she works for the local newspaper. And she posts recipes. So hence the term Recipes for Love and Murder. But the newspaper is, it's a local paper. So they stopped doing the advice column. So now there's only 3 people that work for the paper, and Tanya Maria is one of them.
It's a small.
It's a very small operation, and so she starts. She becomes the advice columnist, but she gives advice based and uses recipes. Okay, so here's what you need, in answer to your question, and gives us recipes. So it's really fun, and there's 2 seasons of that, and it's there's obviously murder, as it says.
I was going to say, like, is there any murder anytime soon?
Oh yeah. So in the first season, I think 3 people get murdered, and then the second season, 2 or 3 people get murdered. So it's because then the third person, there's the lady who owns the newspaper, there's Tanya Maria, who's the advice columnist and the recipe lady, and then there's this young girl who just so wants to be an investigative journalist, and the town is too small for her, and she needs to leave eventually, but she always
needs to spread her wings.
She always has her camera, with her, and she drives this cute little scooter everywhere, and she's gonna figure it out. She's gonna solve all the mysteries, and so it's really cool. I like it. Yeah, so those are the shows I was watching. Oh my gosh! And then you were just talking about Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
There's some new medical show called The Pitt, and it's set in Pittsburgh, Pitt.
Okay.
And it's what's his name, Noah Wiley from ER.
Oh, from ER, right?
Yeah. Very heavy. Very, very heavy.
Well, people like that. I'm just
yeah.
To me, I've never gotten into like, oh, you want to watch a show about hospital and trauma and blood? I'm like, no.
But Recipes for Love and Murder, I think you would, and also Ludwig. They're just because British TV procedurals can get very whoa, everyone's terrible, everyone's bad, everyone's horrible. Why am I even watching this show? All these people should just die. But those 2 are a little lighter, so they're fun and not amusing, I would say, but definitely fun. So that's what I've been doing. Watching some shows, working.
Yeah, how's the job going?
Oh, the job's hysterical. The job is great. There's a lot, and we're figuring it all out.
Your boss still loves you.
I think so. Rhonda, do you still love me? I think she does. Some days are crazy, and then some days are okay. I got everything done. I haven't filed in because paperwork builds up fast, and so it would be good to file every day. Yeah, I haven't filed all week. So the stacks of paper this high that have to be filed. So yeah, I'll get to it. But other than that, yeah, it's a great little business. It's really sweet. It's very fun. It's interesting to drive around now and see signs and companies like, oh, we do their printing. Oh, we do their printing. Oh, look at that. So very, very local, which is nice. So yeah.
And you're in Karen's thing? How's that going?
It's slow, but
in its infancy.
It's in its infancy, but yeah, we. Mom is our best sales rep. She's been handing out our business cards right and left, and so yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm sure she's all about it.
Oh, it's fun, yeah. And then Mom moves next week. She's moving to a new apartment.
She's excited about that.
She is excited, and she's so stressed.
Well, moving's stressful.
Moving is very stressful. She's so ahead of the game. She
probably has everything divided into here's a kitchen stuff, here's a living room stuff, here's a bathroom stuff.
Everything is boxed, and she's not moving till next Wednesday. There's nothing
ready.
left to pack.
She's ready.
She's so ready.
Being ready.
I know. It's pretty cute. Like, Mom, you're fine. You're totally good. And she hired movers because, the bed and the TVs and this and that. But she keeps saying, you need to move everything else. No, let the movers move it. It's fine.
Yeah, you're paying them for it.
So, yeah. And she's had new furniture delivered to her new apartment. So that got delivered the other day. So, yeah, everything's moving along. And she's looking forward to it, which is sweet. And I think she'll really enjoy herself and like her new place. So, yeah.
Good.
Looking forward to it.
Feel like home.
It always does. Mom makes her. Yeah, Mom's like me. We can live anywhere. we'll figure it out. We'll make it a home. So yeah, so it's good. And how are you liking the new car? I'm still surprised that you didn't buy a truck.
I know everybody is like there's like been the loss of a family member. Like, Keith, do you miss the truck?
I know, because
do you miss having your truck
in the back of your truck?
Well, not in the back of it. It was plenty of room to haul all the camping stuff.
Just now noticing that your color's all messed up.
Oh, is it messed up? It's been messed up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Somebody probably knows. I know. We have to. Boy, he looks really disheveled.
We have to start all over again.
Right.
Sorry.
He looks very poorly put together. No, it's all about as long as it can haul camping stuff. I've already taken it golfing, so like golf clubs and the push cart. So as long as I can carry the camping stuff, golf stuff, and what else do I do? Oh, the kayaks. Once you're folding kayaks, it's good.
Okay.
I still laugh like a big idiot at the gas tank. I'm just like, is that it? Awesome.
That's funny. That's funny. I know. Whew, man, the amount of gas I put in my car the last 2 weeks because I drove down.
Yeah, road trip. Yeah, all the way down to California.
Crazy in California. Oh my gosh.
No, go there before it starts to be on fire. So it's good. I'm glad you had a blast.
I did. I had a really good time. And I walked into the meeting room one morning at about 4:30 in the morning, and there was Barbara standing there in her PJs. Because that's what you can do when you've got the place to yourself, and yeah. So we had a lot of fun. And then I was working on a project that I don't like working on it because it's not my style of sewing, and
because you're all about the quilting.
Well, no, I'm more about there's a specific style. I don't like sewing straight lines. I like sewing curves, and so this was a lot of everything had to be cut, everything had to be set out, everything, all these straight lines, so all these straight lines, and it just drives me nuts. But I knew that if I brought it, that I would be forced, because here I am for 3.5 days sitting in a room with my sewing machine, and if I only bring 2 projects, and this is one of them, I'm going to end up doing it. So anyway, I made a deal with my table mates. I said, okay, I have to do 2 a day, and I only had 5 of them cut out, all the pieces cut. So yeah, so that worked out well. I got all 5 done, except for the last day. I really didn't want to do the 5th one, and they started harassing me.
Going like, you need to get
They
your
were
shit
harassing me. So Gail, Holly, don't harass me. And then Barbara wasn't there. So when Barbara came back, I was like, Barbara, they were harassing me. And Barbara said, I'm very sorry that they're harassing you. Did you finish?
No
like,
pressure,
oh my
right?
gosh. Don't you harass me too. She's like, I'm not harassing you. I'm just asking. Did you get it done? So yeah, so I got it done. But now I have to make 4 more. And we'll see how many years it takes me to finish those 4.
Homework completed for now.
For now, but yeah, I need to finish the other 4. Anyway, so yeah, so that's it. Guess what we did?
Did we fill an hour?
We talked for an hour.
Sweet.
With no guest.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yep, and tell everybody. And one of these days we'll go viral and we'll be an internet sensation. Although why?
Well, this time we'll get your mom.
I know, Mom. Well, she's moving now, so it'll be a while. So, yeah, we're gonna make Mom drink some really good bourbon-based beers. I think she'll enjoy that.
She's a fan of the bourbon barrel aged.
She's a fan of bourbon, so yeah. All right, well, thank you, everybody. It's been lovely, and it's April.
Have a wonderful spring.
It's 7 o'clock. Look how bright it is outside.
Right.
The sun's still up. And we'll see you in a month. So happy Easter. Right?
Yes, happy Easter.
And yeah, maybe next time we'll do beers that go well with
what? Easter candy?
No. S'mores. S'mores. We'll eat some s'mores and drink some beer. Yeah, because chocolate and marshmallow. We've had some beer that had marshmallow. So yeah, we'll find something. All right, thank you, everybody.
Friends drinking beer.
Yep, friends drinking beer. One of us has to push that red button.
You say that one of us, like
Well,
one
yeah,
of us
it's
who's
you.
closer.
It's, yeah, you're
I caught
on this
I
side.
totally caught
All right,
that.
bye everybody. Done. Okay, yay! Hi, Mouse. Daddy fed you.
Yeah, that's what he's like. Okay, I can live again. Mouse, I feel that you're going to be all right.
Yeah, you're fine. She's good.
All right.
Okay,
Put
so
this in the recycle. See if you can put it.
don't put it in recycling. Okay, so these three so those three we didn't use. Oh, sweet love, mommy's hands are full. Mommy's hands are full.
It's like I'm right here. Don't walk by like you don't see me.
I'm wagging that tail.
That's coming in my right. Don't act like you don't notice.
We have many cheeses in there, so I decided to pull out all the cheeses and put them all in one big baggie so that one doesn't get left behind in there. I like having cheese choices too. It's nice. Cream cheese.
What did you put in your
Is
there a salsa in there or something?
It's spicy mayo.
Go for that's a big color.
Yes, got a little bit of orangish.
Yep.
Mixed in.
Alrighty. No, I'm not going to feed you. No.
Well, maybe you didn't know I've already eaten.